Hey, it's Mina, and in this Pick a Card video, we're going to discover what's blocking your job search, some hidden things you might not be seeing, and selling points about yourself that you can use in interviews. If you'd like a more personalized reading on your career, go ahead and shoot me an email at minanixtarot@gmail.com. Alright, so take a deep breath in and close your eyes. On your out breath, release any expectations of this reading. And when you open your eyes, you can pick pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pause this video for as long as you need to choose a pile that's calling to you the most. And then when you're ready, grab your mug of coffee or tea and read some tarot with me. Okay, so recently you've had some mental clarity with what you want your job to be. And you've kind of had this breakthrough with the ability to actually communicate what you want. So your vision's on point, your focus is really good, and you really truly are like gung-ho about getting this job that you want, now that you sort of know more what you need. So let's talk about what could be blocking you then. Bronwyn reversed and connect with your roots. There's some kind of unresolved issue with someone in your life. I'm getting the sense you didn't intend to hurt them, but you did hurt them. Letting guilt and shame kind of build up in your heart, and you feel as though you don't deserve this new start in some way. And so I'd really encourage you to connect with your roots, get back to the core of who you are, allow yourself to feel safe and secure and okay again. Because here's the thing. We all make mistakes from time to time, but holding on and not taking responsibility for these things and not letting ourselves truly feel what we've done and kind of release the guilt and shame of it is what's holding you back from taking that next step forward in your career search. And so I'd really like you to connect back with the earth, either going out and, walking around barefoot in the earth, or maybe you need to see if you can kind of cultivate plants or take care of plants for a bit, even connecting back with your family and getting back to the things that you used to love to do as a child could be a really good way for you to remember who you truly are and remember all of your big dreams and know that you really deserve these things. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone does the wrong thing sometimes, and holding on to the shame and guilt and not allowing yourself to hold your head high and take on the consequences of your former actions is what's keeping you held backwards. The things that you are really good at already, we've got the Deer and the King of Pentacles reversed. You are a risk taker and you will truly go after the things that you want, but you're not necessarily ruthless about that. Normally when you see the King of Pentacles reverse, it's kind of like this ruthless, cutthroat sort of energy that sort of takes what they want without the consequences of others. And it's paired with the Deer, and the Deer is all about being nurturing and intuitive, kind of almost like a mother figure. So you've got this extreme aggression mixed with this very nurturing side. And so there's a lot of balance inside of you. I wouldn't be surprised if you have some sort of Libra in your sun, moon, or rising, because there's definitely this balanced way that you look at life. You take risks and you go after what you want and you hold everyone to high standards, but you're also there to catch people when they fall. You're also there to be loving and giving and encouraging to other people around you. And this is huge. Most people aren't doing both. Most people aren't capable of doing both. So kudos to you for being able to do it all there. Your secret weapon is Shiala. You are an original. You are unique. That's what this card is saying. And some people view you as like a dangerous risk taker at times. And occasionally you can get yourself into some sticky situations by just really jumping ahead impulsively into things. But when I see Shiala here, it's basically you are being challenged to do something beyond what that already exists in this world. So you are being asked to create something completely new, completely unseen, and something that we really need as a society. And so I feel like that's why there's this combination of really great qualities of the nurturer but the risk taker, the high expectations but the loving, caring, creative side. And definitely you're a creative person as well. Don't let people tell you that you're too risky or you're too out there or you're too different, because that's truly your secret weapon. There's something in this world that you are meant to come and change and shake up. And so don't let other people tell you that, you know, you're crazy for doing things in a completely different way. What's something you really need to know about yourself? The Page of Cups. Now is the time for you to be embracing your childlike side, for you to be living a little bit more frivolously, for you to really be into your personal style and your personal sense of self and diving into the uniqueness that is you. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say over and over again, that you really need to take ownership for yourself, for your past actions, and really connect back with that inner child part of yourself and figure out what was your mission when you were younger. What things were you naturally drawn to before the world kind of changed your point of view? That's what we're trying to get back to, group number 1. Advice for you moving forward. We've got the Chariot reversed, and I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. Oh my gosh, what a perfect, what an absolutely perfect card for you guys. Remember that building into something new takes time, and getting people to see your side of something when it's completely foreign to them is going to take some time. So you need to learn to walk before you can run. You need to live in this place of discomfort and be okay with it. And know that discomfort is part of the process. It's part of the bigger, deeper meaning. And we don't get anywhere unless we struggle and we really look at ourselves internally and we figure out what we want. So it's time to surrender to the feeling of being uncomfortable. It's time to surrender to the fact that you aren't exactly where you want to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It doesn't mean that you're going backwards or you're unable to defeat the obstacles ahead. It's okay to not be exactly where you want to be right this second. So just really breathe that in, group number 1. I just see so many great things that you're getting ready to do. I just know you're like really in the thick of it right now, and it doesn't feel like great things are coming your way, but truly I see really great things for your future. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below on some things that you love about yourself that's different from everyone else. Subscribe to my channel for more pick a card videos as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey group 2. Okay, so this is some really, really heavy energy here. So you are feeling majorly, you failed, huge loss, definitely feeling really close to poverty here. This is the card that's telling us that you really need to keep your feet on the ground. You really need to get yourself grounded and connected with reality and to what's really going on with you, or else you're going to lose everything that you hold valuable. You may have had some lack of common sense lately, or just feel like acting out really chaotically or dangerously because you just feel like you've lost it all, so what's the point? And I just want to tell you that that is definitely not going to get you back on the right path here. Lashing out and taking it out on the universe or the people around you is not going to be the thing that's going to help you. So let's dive into what is blocking you and how we can get you some help here. So what's blocking you? Listen to others and Mama Killa. If you notice, they are both blue cards. This is really representing that throat chakra here. Let's talk a little bit about how we get that throat chakra unblocked. You are not being honest with yourself, and you're not being open to speaking and communicating with others at this time. When I see Mama Killa is all about the cycles of the moon. There's this cyclical process of personal growth and creative energy that she is going to bring about in your life. And if you aren't able to be honest with yourself and take ownership of the things that you've done or that have happened to you, or really get your life back under and into your control, going to be quite difficult for you. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a lot of moon imagery in a lot of your cards here. So there's a moon right there. We've got wolves who howl at the moon. We've got Mama Killa that represents the moon, and a setting sun, which we know after the sun sets behind that gazelle there, the moon is going to pop out. A lot of moon energy, and the moon and the phases of the moon are going to be quite important to you. So I want you to keep a moon journal. On a new moon, you're going to welcome energies into your life. So what energies do you want to bring into your life? What energies do you want to focus on? On the first quarter moon, you're going to list down some actions you can take right now to allow those energies into your life to move towards the goals that you currently have in the coming days ahead. During the full moon, release anything that isn't serving you. This is the big part for you, group number 2. There is a lot you are holding on to. A lot has changed and you're still trying to hold on to your old life. It is time to release that old life and allow the new energies into your life. So we're cutting out things that no longer serve us. And then on the third quarter moon, what accomplishments are you going to celebrate? So look back on your lunar cycle and decide what things did you achieve and be excited about it. If you didn't achieve something you wanted to, that's completely fine. You can get to it in the next cycle. Listening to others. So people around you are going to have a lot of good advice. They're going to be a source of wisdom. And so it's going to be really important that you are listening to those around you. Spirit is speaking through your friends right now. Spirit is speaking through your family right now. So it's time to tune in really into what people are saying. Then if you wanted to add to your lunar journal, if someone says something that's impactful or really sticks with you, write it down in your journal, or write it on your mirror with a dry erase marker. Those are easy to wipe off mirrors, and just read over it again and again, because it's most likely spirit trying to talk to you through someone else. Now is a time to really rely on those around you. You feel pretty devastated. You feel like you've lost it all. And it's okay to reach out and ask for help. This is what Spirit's saying right now. What things do you have that are really, you could use to your advantage? We've got the Eight of Swords reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, and the Gazelle. You are a really great problem solver, and I feel like someone has taken advantage of you in the past, so you are on kind of high alert right now. You're looking for people that may end up screwing you over again, and so you kind of are always looking at the world through the lens of vulnerability. You see yourself as vulnerable, you see other people as trying to make you vulnerable. It's almost like a me versus the world type of situation that you're in. And while that can be an advantage at times, what you really, I think, need to lean into is vulnerability and being more vulnerable with yourself, and realizing that when this person messed with you or they were bullying you, it was because you were allowing them to get to your vulnerability instead of accepting it. So we're talking about shadow work here. We're talking about things that you've repressed or that you have this shame about, and they kind of sensed it in you, and then they sort of attacked those areas of you. And it's time to really embrace those traits that they made out to be the worst traits in you. And it's time to release that situation and get some freedom, and realize that you need to face these fears. You need to face these demons, quote unquote, inside of you, and realize that all parts of you are good parts of you. All parts of you had a purpose and a reason for being there. And once we recognize them, we can start healing them, and we can start moving on with our lives. And so really what I want you to start focusing on is telling yourself a different story and taking back control. Standing up to the people who are trying to abuse you. Again, throat chakra here, right? This is, what am I going to cut out of my life that no longer serves me? Who am I going to cut out of my life that no longer serves me? And what energies am I going to invite in their place? We're really looking to do some shadow work before you're going to be able to find that job that's perfectly right for you. So what's your secret weapon in this process, Eclat? Your secret weapon is going to be the ability to hold your tongue. So we're back to this listen to others card. See, Eclat will go forward in battle and just decimate the other side regardless of emotions, or if there's a better and easier way to do it. So it's almost like a hollow victory, right? It's this very winning without thinking of others or what's going on with them. And the lesson we learn from this story here is that it may be important for you to really hold your tongue when someone comes to you feeling aggressive. Truly listen to them and see if you can find the pain behind the aggression. See if you can empathize or sympathize with them. A lot of times when people come at us with things that make us uncomfortable, it's because it's reflecting back a part in ourselves that we aren't comfortable with. So what about that person is really bothering you? Is it because you are bothered that you may be somewhat similar in some way? Really take a look at considering what you say before you say it, and think about if something's the right way to do things before you do it. Have respect for your friends, have respect for yourself, and make the right decision, not the fastest, easiest decision. Try to think to yourself what's the best outcome for every person involved, so you don't have to live in a place of regret the way that Eclat does after she wins the big war. She wins it, but it's kind of like with no one left and completely lonely. What is the purpose of saving your life if it's going to be a lonely existence from then on out? So really listening to others is pretty huge for you moving forward. The Eight of Cups. What do you need to know about you is the Eight of Cups here. You're turning your back on bad situations right now. You're exhausted. You're tired. It's like everything's been taken away from you and you don't know what to do next. And you're almost in the place of like, well, if I can't beat him, just join him. And what Spirit is telling me is that there's still so much strength and courage inside of you. And the fact that you were able to get through all the abuse and all of these situations and you're still standing means that there's so much more strength inside of you that you don't even really know that you have. And so the Eight of Cups, while it signifies loneliness and introspection, it's also a way of really analyzing and looking for the truth inside of yourself and healing those parts of you that are holding you back right now. And so what you need to know about yourself is you're so much stronger than you're giving yourself credit for. What can you do moving forward? We've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Then this lovely quote that says, when I am connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Okay, so isn't that so much better? When you are really living and choosing joy and choosing to make others around you happy, then you're going to attract that happiness and support from the universe and from other people around you. You've heard the expression, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? When you're putting out a place of finding your own joy and living in joyful moments and noticing joy, you're going to feel more joy around you. And therefore, you're going to bring more joy to the people around you. And it's going to be quite difficult to argue with someone who's bringing that much joy and light into the world. Now, every time we exuberate light, there are some people who try to glom onto that and, try to dim that light, try to take that light for their own. But honestly, you've already lived that life. You've already been in a place of being abused and hurt. And so you're smarter and you're stronger than that. Okay, you know more now and you're not going to let yourself get hurt. Change is inevitable. This change has been very negative and possibly unwelcome into your life. There's very much going to be challenging times ahead of you. This is not going to be an easy road that you're walking on. It's possible that everything just kind of fell apart out of the blue for you. And you may be feeling completely powerless and out of control and that everything is working against you. But the fact of the matter is that the Wheel of Fortune is constantly turning. And sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down. And inevitably you're going to be back on top again. And so you really want to focus on moving towards that brighter, better future. Seize opportunities that come your way. Don't resist the change. Think of it as what's happening for me instead of what's happening to me. Everything's been taken away from me so I can completely build a new life that I want that's better for myself. Everything's been taken away from me, so now I have the opportunity to reach out to friends and family and reconnect with them in a way that I didn't have time for before. And so it's time for you to start looking for the joyful presences in life so that you can attract that support from the universe. These are all the messages I'm getting for you, group number 2. If this video resonates for you, give it a like. Comment down below on one thing that you find positive in your life right now. Subscribe to my channel for more pick-a-card videos as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. What is blocking? Hey, group number 3, let's dive into what's blocking your job search. So right now you are feeling a lack of confidence and security, and it's because you lack stability right now. And because you're lacking stability, you really feel like this isn't fair, and it's not what's supposed to be happening to you, and it's not the right way to be going about things. You're going through this job search like, I should just be getting a job, I'm qualified, I'm wonderful, I have all these great skills, why am I not getting exactly what I want when I want it? And it's almost kind of like you've forgotten how much work it took to get yourself to a place where you were qualified, and it's not like you're not understanding how much work it could possibly take to get yourself a job at this time. You may be working from of kind of allowing life to pass you by because you feel like it's not fair. And so you're really not engaging or working as hard as you possibly could or giving all of the skills that you have to your job search at this time because you feel like it's not really fair, you should already have what you want, and you're very upset about it. So what's creating this block in you? We've got Demeter and anything is possible. Okay, so here's the thing is I'm getting the sense that you need this job because you're also supporting someone else. Your money is also in the way of helping others around you. And so you are looking at it as a way of like scarcity, like, oh my gosh, I really have to get this job so I can get money so I can help other people so that they're not out in the cold. And you're forgetting to nurture yourself. You're forgetting to look at the things that you want and to realize that anything that you want is possible. Getting what you want and getting paid well for doing what you want to do is absolutely possible. And for some reason, you're in this place right now where you feel like you're never going to get what you want, or you have to take the first thing that comes your way in order to support those around you. And Demeter here, she is a mother, she is a nurturer, she's a giver. And sometimes she forgets to really turn into herself and trust that she can care for herself and that others can care for her too. Putting all of this pressure on yourself to take care of everyone around you is really limiting the people around you. And it's really telling them, hey, I don't need your help. I'm going to do this all on my own. Embrace that they can help you. Embrace that they can love you. Embrace that they can make it okay for you. Maybe they have some words of wisdom that you're not hearing. Maybe you should take a step back and get nurtured for yourself for a little bit and realize that anything that you want is possible. I know that you've suffered a loss recently, and so it feels like everything's being taken away from you. But truly, the possibilities are still very endless for you, group number 3. What strengths do you have? You've got the Nightingale and the King of Wands. Both of these cards talk about how fearless and strong and warm and exciting and free-spirited and creative and a good communicator, and you can use music to your advantage. Music really like pumps you up and you can use it to get your point across to different people. You're really kind of a poet in a lot of ways. You inspire a lot of people around you. In the thick of it all, you're such a brave, incredibly revolutionary person. This setback has made you feel like that anything is possible attitude that you've had before might not be so true. And this is Spirit's way of telling you not being true to yourself is not the way to get what you want. And you really need to start embracing all the wonderful things that made you you. Yes, sometimes risks don't pay off. Absolutely. Sometimes that's why they're risks, right? Because they could go wrong. But you risked and you lost, and that doesn't mean you have to stop risking from here on out. So take some action, put your ideas into motion, and believe how wonderful and awesome you are like you did before. Really embrace the fearless, confident side of yourself because you're kind of like this hero. I love this depiction of the Knight of Wands. She's like on this horse riding all like medieval style, right? It's like the most heroic looking card I've ever seen in my life. So not only are you this hero, but you're also a great speaker and you're great at using music to really inspire other people around you. Embrace that. You are a leader, and dimming your own light is not helping you in any way, or making yourself this, demure nurturer that's just in the background is not doing you any favors here. It's really time to embrace the part of you that is this fearless leader. And so your hidden strength, your secret weapon is Estefania. So I don't know if you can see in this picture, but she's reading this letter. The story in the book that I got with this card set says she's reading this letter from a person who has crushed her soul in the past, and she's holding this letter tightly to herself, and she's making it the story. This story that this person put on her, she's turning it into her story. She didn't believe that about herself before they'd said it. And it's something that's not true, but because she's holding it so tightly to herself, it's what she's starting to become. And so Estefania is all about releasing the bondage that's holding you back, releasing past stories that no longer serve you. This card is a lesson to tell you that losses that we've had in the past have to be let go of so that we don't strangle out our future. Things that cause you pain, it's time to release them and let them go. It's time for you to be that bright, heroic, song-singing communicator that you are, because the world needs bright and shiny people like you in it. And holding on to this pain and sorrow of what someone else did to you is not helping those around you, and it's not helping yourself. It's keeping you down, it's dimming your light, and your light is something we desperately need. You are not what they said you were. Sit with that for a minute. You are not what they said you were, and you didn't feel that about yourself until they said it. Just because someone else says something about you, why would that make it true? And why are you letting that be true? Definitely take some time for yourself. You're an incredible person, and I just don't want you to live in this pain, this sorrow, holding on to this for the rest of your life. So your secret weapon is your ability to use your light and your heroics to break through this sadness that you have been facing. What do you need to know about yourself? The Five of Swords. This is kind of a repeated message, but what Spirit is saying is what you need to know is you didn't cause yourself this pain, but you are continuing the pain by using self-sabotage. You're continuing this pain by not communicating what's on your heart, by holding on to the conflict and stress inside of you and not releasing it and talking to others around you, by not being the leader, the great presenter and communicator that you truly are. You are keeping yourself in a place of self-sabotage, keeping yourself tied up. Do you see this guy in the tree in the background sort of tied up, and the guy in front of him, and then there's a girl on a rock, and it's like you're holding yourself captive. This story from this person has held you captive in a certain way and made you this damsel in distress. And so really take a look at that moving forward. What can you do to move forward in a positive light? We've got the Star, the Ace of Pentacles. We've got some really good cards here. And then this affirmation says, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Oh my gosh. How incredibly fitting for this reading is that? The Star tells us that you are really coming upon some inspiration. There's going to be hope for the future, and you're finally going to start to feel it and break through. Aces are talking about new beginnings, prosperity, because it's linked with this Pentacles card, meaning like financial prosperity. You're really, really close to this place of abundance. You just have to change your mindset to be a much more positive one. I know, easier said than done, right? But remember that having faith can turn trauma into healing. You can choose happiness. You can reach out and get the help that you need to get to a place of happiness, right? Sometimes we can't choose happiness on our own, and we have to reach out for medication or medical professional help, or turn to our family or to our friends to get us into the kind of place that we need to be into. Take a look at your dreams and turn them into reality. Remember, anything is possible. Do not block yourself off from feeling like you can't get what you want, because these two cards right here tell me that abundance is coming your way. It is there. It's right around the corner, but not if you keep holding that pain close to your chest and not allowing yourself to sing the song that you need to sing to the world, to ride on your white horse and save the world the way that you were meant to be our nurturer, to be our protector. It's time to start getting motivated and ready for challenges that come your way, because if you do face these challenges down, you are going to be given gifts, abundance, and a renewed sense of yourself. You're going to be able to start looking at the world as not a place of loss and pain, but from a place of growth and rebirth. And you're going to get to be a part of that rebirth. And don't you want to be a part of shaping that future? These are all the messages I'm getting for you, group number 3. If this video resonates with you, give it a like. Comment down below when you've spent some time really releasing some of this pain and looking at that pain and realizing that it's no longer serving you and you're not going to hold on to it anymore. I'd love to support you in that way, in any way that I can. Subscribe to my channel for more pick a card videos as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. Bye! Okay, so I feel like currently you have been rejected quite a few times after some interviews that you thought went well. Right now, about your job search, you're just feeling really directionless, kind of bitter, to be honest. I feel like each job interview that you get rejected from, the next interview you go on, you just get more and more discouraged, like it's never going to happen, they're never going to want you, and you're almost taking it fairly personally. You're seeing it as if they don't want you, instead of there could have been a multitude of things that happened why you didn't get the job, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you are bad or you are a bad candidate. There could be many different reasons. So right now you're really going into each part of the job search with this chip on your shoulder or this sensitivity that they're already not going to like you before you even walk in the room and have a conversation with them. And so what's creating this block? We have green Tara reversed and speak your truth. You're kind of like too hungry for it. You want it so badly and it's not happening, and then you tell yourself it's never going to happen. And it's like almost like this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I want it so badly. Why hasn't it already happened for me? Why can't it happen for me? Why isn't this working? And the universe, what it's hearing is, this is not going to happen for me. It's not going to happen for me right now, and I can't get it right now. It's almost like a sense of anxiety or fear is controlling your ability to get what you want out of this situation. Being entitled and feeling like you kind of need these things or you deserve these things could also be something that's holding you back. I know that's like a really harsh thing to say. If you're telling yourself, this hasn't happened for me right now, why hasn't this happened for me right now? I need it to happen right now. Then it's putting that negativity out there and making it seem like you want what you don't deserve. Instead of looking at what isn't there, think about all the things that you can be grateful for now. And try to think of the world and the universe as your friend instead of a force that's fighting against you. Instead of something that you have to fight to get what you want, think about all the things that you've already been given and be grateful for those things. Get back to a place of joy. And part of that is being able to speak your truth, being able to communicate with others and share your feelings instead of holding it all in and not talking about the pain and not talking about the disappointment. Talk to someone about it. Speak your truth. Have a conversation with them and really get it out of your system. Allow your friends and family to share in this pain with you, and so you know that you're not alone, and then you can be appreciative of the fact that you have those people in your life to do that with. Allow them to help build you up by sharing your opinions and your disappointments with them, and just kind of allow them to be there for you. I think you're going to realize that the world isn't against you and everyone isn't against you, and you have a strong group of people that are on your side rooting for you. You just need to remember that by reaching out to them and allowing them to kind of embrace you and nurture you during this time. What strengths do you have to use to your advantage? The Star and the Eagle. So these are really positive, optimistic cards, group number 4. You are a natural healer. You are the type of person who could really help transform people's past karma and help them both physically and spiritually. You are the type of person that brings in bright light, who brings in optimism into the world. I know you're getting discouraged, and I know you feel, I'm so qualified and I have all these things, and why doesn't anyone want me? And it's because Spirit is moving things around right now to find the perfect place for you to go so that you can do the optimum amount of benefit for the world. So there's a specific thing they have in mind, and it's obviously I'm not hearing specifics, as this is a generalized reading, and so I'm not going to be able to see all the outcomes of all of the things that are happening, but they have this specific place or this specific group of people in mind for you that you are really going to create a lot of renewal for and a lot of healing for. You're like this positive force that's going to come in, and they're going to embrace you, and you're going to embrace them, and you're going to do a lot of good. So they're moving things around so that you can find this group of people. You just need to be patient. So looking at what your secret weapon is, we've got Jocelyn, she who persists. Love that. She who persists, right? Giving up is not the right option. You want to keep making sure that you're persevering. Keep going to each job interview like it's going to be the one for you. Keep looking for that group of people because you guys have so much optimism and brightness to give to the world. Be on a quest to find yourself and learn and hear your inner voice. Don't close your mind off to things. Keep your mind open. It's not going to be an easy path, but if you persist and if you keep going, you're going to find your tribe. You're going to find that right, perfect fit job that you are out there searching for. And so your secret weapon is to get familiar with your personal values and to realize that you are capable of facing down any challenge that comes your way. Step into your own power. It's time to start stepping into your own power and your own self and putting forth effort in the things that you believe in. It's time to find your tribe. It's time to find your group of people that you're going to change the world with. And so what do you need to know about you? What do you need to know about the inner part? We've got the Six of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands. What you need to know is that healing might take a little bit of time, and there's nothing wrong with taking your time to heal. Spending this time really looking at why you feel like the world doesn't want you, because a lot of those things that you feel like aren't good about you are truly the things that the world needs the most from you. And so take your time to really heal and to look at things and to realize that not everything is going to happen all at once. But then once you embrace that, once you accept that, this Page of Wands is like a really fast moving thing. You get this inspiration, you get this spark of passion, and it's like boom, and everything just starts taking off from there. So take this time to heal and live in the quiet and rest up, because the next phase of your life is like crazy, chaotic, won't stop doing awesome things for the world, and you aren't going to have that time to rest. So what you're not aware of is that this rejection that you feel like you're getting from all these job interviews, it's actually spirit giving you some time to sit back and heal and rest up before the big spark happens in your life, the thing that propels everything forward and fills you with optimism and makes you feel full of energy. You need to be saving up your energy right now so that you can take on this next step. What can you do moving forward? The Ace of Swords. And then this beautiful quote card, it says, "My vibes speak louder than my words." My vibes speak louder than my words. Actions speak louder than words, right? That energy that you're putting out into the world speaks louder than words. Ace of Swords. This card is all about new ideas, new beginnings, breakthroughs. Oh my goodness, so many good things coming your way. Put the vibe out there. Put that good vibe out there so that you can, they say your vibe attracts your tribe. I love that the word vibe is actually in there, because it's like you're putting that good vibe, that personal vibe of what you want in the universe so that it can come back to you. The words in a job interview are not as important as the connection that you make with people, showing up as your true authentic self. Think about interviews as it's more for you to figure out if you fit in with them than to see if they want you. You're qualified. You already have all the skills that any person would want. You're positive, you're helpful, you want to cure the world, right? Anyone would want you. So look at them as more of like, do I want them? Is this where I need to be? Is this my dream? Is this my passion? Are these my people? And that vibe will attract your tribe. You'll either know it or you won't know it. And so then you can look at that thing as not as something that you failed, but a group of people that just weren't your group of people. All right, these are all the messages I'm getting for you, group number 4. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below on what restful activity you plan on doing over the next couple of days to get rejuvenated for this big spark that's happening for you very soon. Subscribe to my channel for more pick a card videos as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. Bye!